Okay, hello. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We're only 2 days away from Assassin's Creed Origins. To start off with, I know on the title of this it has a pretty provocative statement. I do apologize if it offends some people, and I do apologize that I'm not going to immediately explain said provocative statement. But I'm going to talk about the topic of today, which is identity, and really kind of how identity affects us not just in real life, but in video games as well. So, when video games initially started out, there was only one way to play video games. And that was fine. Really, we didn't need any more ways to play video games. So, what would happen, you know how it was. You'd go through the video game and you'd have to find the one way that was needed to beat the game. But as games became more complex... Huh, how odd. I can't get a targeting on that guy. Now I can get targeted. That's weird. So there became multiple ways to play video games. There wasn't any one right way or any one wrong way. And let's see, is there an explosive crate right by anything? I'm just wondering if I can shoot something from this height. So let's head back over this way. So this idea of multiple ways to play is most obvious in such games as whoa, I thought I was gonna dive there. Oh well. Such games as BioShock, where every action you took controlled... I keep hitting the wrong buttons here. So, alright, let's try this again. Stand. Okay. Where every action you took determined what sort of person you were and ultimately what your fate would be. So, yeah, if you committed the good actions, you would get the good ending, and so on. If you committed the bad actions, you would get the bad ending. Now, this isn't as obvious in a game like Assassin's Creed. Okay, got it. Got it to all blow up. I'm gonna try getting them all to blow up without shooting them. So, yeah, it's not nearly as obvious in a game like Assassin's Creed. However, it's still there, it still exists. Our choices kind of determine what sort of our identity, essentially. So, as you may have noticed from watching me play this game, I'm partial to playing as Evie. Part of that is a personal, it's a personal preference thing. Her gameplay style is conducive to... Let's see, low? Darn it. How'd I go? So her gameplay style, her stealth approach, and agility, plus it's really awesome turn invisible. That's more conducive to how I like to play the game. Now, I'm not always perfect at it. Indeed, oftentimes, I screw up stealth all the time. And it just doesn't work. So it's how I want to try and play, how I try to play. It's not how I always succeed at playing, so make that clear. But my choice to play as Evie over Jacob is a little more complex than that as well. Personality-wise, I find her much more interesting than I do Jacob. Jacob is basically a young idiot. He's got his good points, and he's actually a lot better than a lot of other Assassin's Creed characters who don't seem to ever learn anything. Jacob at least learns, but, I just find Evie better company to play through a game with. And indeed, if I had my choice of hanging out with Jacob or hanging out with Evie, I would probably pick Evie to hang out with. Just, you know, I think she'd be more entertaining, more suited to, you know, who I am, to hang out with her. Ooh, got one chance. Got it. Hee hee. Okay, that having been said, her, I thought I got that guy's head. Weird. So yeah, it like I said, it is a matter of a personal preference. That's my identity, is how to play her. And then whether I succeed or fail as Evie depends on, you know, all the skills I learn. Okay. I don't think I have to do much of anything for a while. We'll see what happens. Okay. They keep moving on me, so it's hard to get a good angle on. Haha. And yeah, so that's kind of my identity in this game, is to play as Evie. And to do that. Now, there's nothing wrong with me playing as Evie. Indeed, since it suits my style so well. Come on, blow! Ah, those things never blow when you want them to. Well, sometimes. But yeah, like I said, it suits my play style quite well to play as Evie. Now, whew, that guy got blown a ways. Now, let's see if that just blows. Ah. No! Okay. I know there's more around here somewhere. Okay. So, now in real life, we also define our identities, who we are, based upon all kinds of things in real life as well as in video games. What we like, how we present what we think of ourselves will ultimately define who we are, and we're influenced by things around us, our own personal beliefs, our own personal, our friendships, our beliefs, our philosophies, what we read, what we take into our heads influence ultimately who we are. I'm going to do a quick little fast travel to there and get to the other smuggler ship. Yeah, so what we take in and what we are, you know, is determined by that. And, you know, for the most part, whatever we determine we are is perfectly okay. Now, there are exceptions to that rule. I'm going to make that very clear. And the exceptions oftentimes aren't what a lot of people think well, yeah. People who are kind of viewing my words at this point as a negative way will make presumptions on those, but they're really not true. So, for example, if you are addicted to a very bad drug, yeah, might be who you are, but it's also something that is not a good thing, and you should work to change it. Same as if you were an alcoholic, and you know, subjects say, and you did drive drunk a lot, then yeah, that's a negative thing, and it's something that you are actually capable of changing. Part of the things about identity that people seem to make, or the mistakes that people make about identity, is that it can't be changed. And that's, quite frankly, just not true. You can change your identity however you want. It's not always easy to change it, and so I think that's why a lot of people just say, oh, it can't be changed. Because it's not an easy path, it's not an easy journey, it's not easy to change who you are. But it can be done, and quite frankly, yeah, you're really the only one who can do it. You have to want to change, and you have to work hard to do it. This is basic psychology right there. So, and yeah, if you want to change who you are, if you want to change any aspect of yourself, I respect you for doing that. I totally respect you for wanting to change that aspect of yourself. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, the reason I have... She moved on me. Ugh. The reason I have the comment at the beginning, or on the statement that I said is probably going to be construed as... I should be able to get a line over there. I can get to that one. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. Why I had the comment at the beginning. It was a comment that I actually had made a while ago, and I'll get details about why what led me to make this comment, which was essentially, it's okay to be straight. Let's see if this guy's gonna get close enough for me to get from here. Yes. So, what happened there? Haha. There we go. So, why do I think it's okay to be straight? So, there were two instances. I'm gonna tell the latter one first, because it's really is kind of an interesting situation that had happened. Ooh, I didn't need to do the second one there. Where is that final guy? Is he? Oh, there he is. I should be able to get... Yes! So, a few years back, someone who I had known for quite a while had become a born-again liberal, which nothing wrong with that. I'm personally a nonpartisan independent, so which means I can make fun of either both Democrats and Republicans as much as I want. But this particular person had had just become I'm not gonna say hardcore, but more into being more politically motivated liberal, and that should have exploded. Come on. So he had become like that, and he actually knew me quite well. So this is one of the things that kind of came as a surprise with this statement, but he asked if I was homosexual. Now, this guy had known me for years, and, we had discussed, we had, talked about women, both of us have found attractive and things like that. And so it's a little, it was a little odd for him to wonder about my sexuality. That's all I'm saying. Just I'd given no reason, no indication to him, and I'm still not entirely sure what led him to believe that I might be homosexual. And so I had, so what I did was I initially, like I said, he had asked. Okay, good, didn't fall off. He had asked if I was homosexual, and I used words that I thought would he would understand best. That's another part of identity, is the words we use. And to basically tell him, no, I'm really into girls. It's just not my thing. Nothing against people who are homosexual. It's just not something I'm actually into or have an interest in. Where can I go from here? Viewpoints, fast travel. We're gonna find a place to go where I can do something fun while discussing this. So, like I said, I basically, told him I wasn't homosexual, and he, near as I could tell, he had previously prepared an entire speech about how it's okay and he'll be accepting of me if I am homosexual and that sort of thing. And which, like I said, seemed a little odd. It just seemed odd that I had, well, you know how it is. People prepare a speech and then they don't want to give up the speech, even if the speech is no longer a valid speech. So, Shouldn't I be able to get up to the top of that one? Sometimes that one, I just can't do that one. So, like I said, I made the speech, he made the long speech, which basically felt like, what the? How did I fall into water there? So yeah, I didn't really, it was a little, strange that he would think of me as homosexual, but it felt also a bit offensive that he wouldn't believe me when I told him I wasn't homosexual. It was essentially him doubting, my word because, he for whatever reason had decided I was homosexual and he couldn't possibly be wrong, which is a little offensive to me and to what I said, and it seemed, vaguely intolerant of my own personal views, because, I am an individual, and I have, part of my individuality is my... Oh, I meant to assassinate him, not... My bad. And it looks like I have something to do right over here, so I'm gonna race over here. Ah, the jerk! So, let's see. So, gonna hijack some cargo here. I was trying to hijack some cargo. Well, looks like I'm fighting everybody. So, like I said, it was an odd thing for him to basically do, because that's not, like I said, that's not who I am. And, it was, like I said, vaguely offensive because I felt like I wasn't believed. Because I have a, let's see. Should be, there we go. So I've hijacked it, and where am I going? I'm going back the way I came. Okay, let's reverse and go back. So, and I've completely blocked off traffic just to have a big fight. So, like I said, it was, so it was such an odd thing. And it was also, it was really odd because previous to that, whoa, he went flying there. Okay, I need to go back this way. Alright, let's get the knives.
Hey now.
Okay, now you're just being a jerk. Alright, I'm trying to back up here, and people keep attacking me. Okay. So, like I said, there was an incident earlier, of where I had, met, well, it was at my work and my job, and I was talking to a manager who, not to speak disparagingly of her, but I'm not entirely sure what she actually did all day long. I know what the previous manager had done and what she was supposed to do in that job. I'm just not sure what she actually did. So, this has to do with, I'm going to try to hijack that cargo now. So this has to do with, I've got a good jog ahead of me too. So anyway, like I said, we got to talking, and in this job, I had an open. There was no dress code. Obviously, there are certain things you can't wear, like a T-shirt with profanity or whatnot. But for the most part, we could choose what we wanted to wear, and it was pretty awesome, pretty nice to be able to do that. So, one of the things that I would occasionally come out and wear, would be, a shirt and tie, which normally I would only wear those at church, and it was actually kind of, you know, not, it's like playing dress up every once in a while to wear a shirt, a button-up shirt and tie and, you know, go out looking nice. And it's, wait a second, I need to tackle the thief. Wait. Okay. Okay. She has to be running to tackle, apparently. Okay, that's weird. But like I said,
My sincerest thanks.
yeah, I would, you know, and there was no reason for me not to wear a shirt and tie. Okay, I'm already there. Cool. It was pretty fun to kind of do that whole dress-up thing. So let's take a look. Where's the cargo vehicle? Has it left? Oh, nope, it's over there, so let's... Ooh, I've only got a couple throwing knives left. Oh, better take her out. I need to restock. So, yeah, getting caught up in the game. So, in a performance review that I had with this particular lady. Okay, lady is probably stretching it, but with this particular person, the performance review I had was... So, run, drive like the Dickens! Jerk! You jerk. Anyway. Oh, come on. I just got down from up there. Yeah, let's drive this. Drive like the Dickens. Who I know in this game.
There you go.
So in the performance review, one of the comments that was made, that she made, was to be pretty darn disrespectful of my clothing choices. And it wasn't just a question of, well, you probably shouldn't be wearing a shirt and tie at work, even though that was raised, but it was also, you know, questions of, well, you don't understand, you know, fashion, your fashion choices are wrong, that sort of thing. And eventually having her make the statement that it's so difficult for a straight man to understand fashion, implying that and for those of you who know legalities, okay, yeah, there, I can restock. So those of you who know the legalities of such things, what that statement that she made legally constituted sexual harassment. For a couple reasons. One, she made a presumption about my sexual orientation. Really, a boss is not supposed to do that sort of thing. Even a coworker is not supposed to do that sort of thing. And also, yeah, it's not worth it at this point. Also, it's just, you know, it was a demeaning and disrespectful way to view. Ooh. I'm gonna try make it that smuggler's boat, which is a bigger run. But yeah, it's a demeaning and disrespectful stereotype of heterosexual men. I know plenty of heterosexual men who are really, really good dressers. So it was just such an odd thing. I remember, so I had these two incidences that occurred. Both times where I was compared to someone who was a homosexual, compared to someone I was, compared to someone who was homosexual. One in the presumption that I was actually homosexual, and the other in the presumption that because I wasn't homosexual, I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember, you know, and I'd actually made this statement to a friend of mine who's, she is a lesbian. I just wish there was somebody out there would tell me that, hey, it's okay to be straight. And I immediately said, oh, I hope that's not offensive to you. And her response was, no, you're perfectly correct. It's, you know, it's perfectly okay for you to want to have that sort of, you know, that's your identity, and it's perfectly okay for you to have that sort of, or to want, ooh, I'll go that way, that sort of support from people for your sexual identity, which neither of these people, one, you know, a boss I didn't really get along with, and the other, you know, someone I'd known for many, many years, who I thought, you know, knew me better than they were treating me, and neither of them showed any sort of respect for my identity choice, which in my case is heterosexual. And, you know, it's okay to be whoever you are. Whatever your identity is, whoever you are, it's okay to be that. And in gameplay terms, it's okay to play the game any way you want to. It's okay for me to play as Evie and to, you know, you've seen how I generally handle these sort of smuggler reams thing. Ooh, I'm gonna just do something fun, just to be able to do something fun here. Yeah, I don't normally do that, but that was too fun to resist. And I'm being seen and shot at, but, you know. It's just, it's a lot of fun. So, and it's okay for me to play it this way too, even though I prefer to do it the other way. And, you know, it uses less medicine when I do it the other way anyway. When I do the whole sneaking thing. Less medicine and less ammo. So, ooh. Ah, who just shot me? That was weird. Okay, anyway, somebody's shooting at me over here. Okay, I think we're good on that. Almost out of ammo here. I think I can hit this guy though. Whew, that was a good shot. So, yeah. So, anyway, however you want to play it, whether you want to play it this way that I just played it, or if you would prefer to play it the nice, easy, safe way. Personally, I prefer the safe way, but that was kind of fun too, just to set off an explosion just for the fun of setting off an explosion. So, yep. Oh, and I'm now out of ammo. So, like and subscribe if you like this, and I will see you in the next video, and yep. Anyway, yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.